workers and ministers, because we are in a season where most churches have basically been shut in. I won't say shut down. They've been shut in, and churches have basically been forced to. They've been forced to operate. Oops, give me a second, people. I'm trying to take away this background stuff. No, none. Okay. Because this is not a church matter. Okay. All right. So we are trying to and part of what I'm doing is to try to educate and help as many of our pastors and ministers that are out there, because the way things are going now, and it's going to be so for a while. Even in the US, we've just been told that we have another 4 weeks to be able to deal with this. So that means some of this stuff is going to go on for a while. And I wanted to make sure that even when Corona goes down, the way we all do church is going to change forever. We're going to go back to our live churches, but we're going to find out that a lot has changed. By the time you do internet service for 4 or 5 weeks, you're going to find out that a lot of people are going to get used to that. It's going to take a while for our churches to start getting filled up again the way they used to be, because people are still going to have this mindset about being in a crowd and catching disease in a crowd and all that. So you as a church, you as a pastor, you as a church worker, you want to more or less continue to upgrade your level of digital Netvangelism. I've been big on this. I've been talking about this for years before people even knew what Netvangelism was about. I've been talking about it when I first talked about the idea of an all-internet church. Some people laughed at me. Some people say I'm an heretic. Some people say, how can you worship God online? How can you do church service online? Now Corona came, all of us are stuck. We don't have a choice. And I feel that if we are going to do this, many pastors are doing their best. But what I'm seeing now from monitoring services on Sundays is that many pastors are still at the rudimentary level. Good to see you, Folon Shaw, one of our top editors and publishers out there. Appreciate you. And this today, we are, and this kind of discussions I'm going to be doing in every industry, even in the publishing industry. Because when Corona goes down, you are going to find out that the world that you know has changed. And digital is going to be taking a big chunk of it. I remember when I taught at City People, I think that was 5 years ago, I told them, I said, a time is coming when somebody will just sit down on his phone or on his computer and it will make more money than all this building that City People has gathered together here. Everybody laughed. I said, without staff, without office building and all that. And that is proving to be correct. Where somebody, a blogger, can put down as much money or more than a publishing house with 50 staff and 5 buildings. The same way with church. The way church is going now, things are going to change drastically, and churches who know what's up are going to be the ones that are going to be thriving, because this particular broadcast is for churches. So I'm going to focus a little bit on that. So what most pastors are doing now, they're just scrambling. Some of them, they will record their sermon and they'll push it on YouTube, open their members, will watch some of these things later. Some of them are trying, they're going live, but they're still doing live internet service as if they are broadcasting their live church into the internet, and they need to take their game to the next level. That is not working. In other words, you are no longer doing live streaming. All that big money that you're wasting, all those thousands and millions of naira you spend on live streaming equipment, all those big wires to connect you to the internet, all those are becoming obsolete. Now it is made for internet church service. It is not a church service that you are broadcasting online. We are talking about a made for internet church service where everything about it, everything is done on the internet. We are the Cyber Embassy of Christ. We are already proven that we don't have a church building. We don't have anything. But we have more than 29,000 followers. My broadcast on Sunday, right now, I think we have about 4,000 people who have been able to watch my sermon on Sunday. And we have not even spent any money on adverts. By the time I put in $200 on that, I can get that to 100,000 people. That is the new church. So while the physical buildings are not going to go away, there will always be physical churches. I get that. But more and more people will need to be ministered to on the internet, even after Corona is gone. And you can't keep doing it the way you are doing it. You can't keep spending all that money just doing broadcasts from your main pulpit to the from your pulpit to the internet through your phone, and you think that you are doing church. No, we have to figure out how are we going to disciple people online. How are we going to start doing Holy Communion on the internet? I said this, people laugh at me. So I was very surprised when I see some of the big churches now doing Holy Communion on the internet. It's coming. You have to do church new members class. We were the first to do that. We did it inside a Facebook group. I just trained about 200 and something people, okay, who are going to be, we have 540 workers who have volunteered to be workers of the church. We just did the first training for the first set through a Facebook group. Members class, a class members class. What normally takes 4 weeks is now 1 week, because you do one class a day and then you record it and then you can answer people's questions. It's a new ball game. You have to do evangelism online now, because you are not going to say because you are closed down for Corona for 4 weeks, you are not going to evangelize. You're not going to say because you are closed down for 4 weeks, you're not going to do Bible study in an interactive way that people can ask questions and be answered. So you need to take your game beyond that, uploading video to YouTube or broadcasting from your phone or doing the old physical church, trying to share their service on the internet. You need to elevate to made for internet service. An internet service, a church service that has nothing to do with offline. Your speakers are invited into your back office, just like we do at Cyber Embassy. If we have a guest speaker, we bring them into the back office, our digital studio, this studio that I'm using right now. They can go live with me. We can have a chat. That is where this is going. So what I want to do right now is to share some tools for pastors, because you need to take your game to the next level. Otherwise, you're going to find out that your members are gone. On Sunday, I was monitoring some of my clients. There was a church that has more than 5,000 members, one of the biggest churches in Nigeria. And there's another church that on a regular Sunday, maybe they have 200, 300 people. I consult for both. Okay. The other one that I did, one of them had 3 times the number of viewers of their sermon when he was preaching, the one with 300 members. The one with 5,000 members had less than the people with regular church attendance of 300. The game is changing. In January, for only $300, I was able to reach 630,000 people with a sermon of 45 minutes. In other words, I'm preaching to 640-something thousand people for only $300. How many churches have that? That is the new game in town. So you need to get the tools to elevate the quality of your church service, to make it more interactive, to make it more responsive to people who will be following you on the phone. Because more and more of your members, if this goes on for another 4 or 5 weeks, all of a sudden they will realize that they can do church in their house. So attendance at churches, yeah, maybe the first day they declared open, there'll be lots of people in churches to go and do Thanksgiving, but they're going to revert back. And if you want to be relevant as a church, you want to keep your membership, you want to keep your impact going, you need to upgrade the level of the way you operate. And to do that, you need tools. It's not just prayer. I used to have one of my proteges who told me that anybody who's in the ministry don't need to go for training, that the Holy Spirit will teach them. I say, how ignorant can you be? Holy Spirit cannot put in your head what you didn't go and try to learn. Holy Spirit magnifies. Holy Spirit gives you ideas, but you have to study yourself approved for you to be able to do great work. So if you're a pastor, a church worker, or even a church visitor, I did a training 3 days ago about how to prepare yourself for Sunday service. Because many of us, when we are doing Sunday service right now, we just watch a phone. Some of us are naked. Some of us are, no. You are going to service on the internet. You dress up. You say, well, I'm dressed up right now. You prepare to meet your maker, to really worship. I did a training on that. If you're a Christian who want to know how to enjoy church service on Sunday, please watch that. Today, I want to share the best Netvangelism tools for churches to maximize or to skyrocket their digital church outreach. And some of the stuff I'm going to be teaching. Some of you out there, whether you're a publisher or you have a business, some of this stuff you can apply to your own business. Because the internet is where most things are happening right now. And after Corona, it's not going to disappear. All right? So pay attention. I've been saying this for years, but now all of a sudden, every pastor is calling, most pastors are calling me, help me with this, help me with that. And I'm like, okay, I will do that. But you guys need to take yourself serious. It's going to involve some work. You cannot, what brought you here cannot take you there. What made your church to be hot 10 years ago is not what is going to happen today. The world is changing. All right. So let's look at some of the tools that you're going to need to be able to do your church better.